Wait for the wake of the folks that's left in my boat's motor. Understand I'm the middle of the ocean. You dip your little toe, you think the water's too cold. I spit you niggas frozen like Tai Chi blowouts behind these, slicking up the slide grease. I need
guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Taking a look today at a fragrance from the house of Yves Saint Laurent that really doesn't get that much fanfare, at least in the online fragrance community, and that is Live Jazz. Yeah, from the house of YSL, I've reviewed M7, Kouros, and L'Homme. From what I own, I still need to review La Nuit de L'Homme, Rive Gauche, and Body Kouros. As far as what I want from this house, definitely want Opium Pour Homme, which I talked about in a sample shopping video not too long ago. Want to check out their higher end line, which has Tuxedo in it, and even their old higher end line, which has Noble Leather. Also want to, and Splendid Wood. Also want to check out the original Jazz, which this is a flanker of, and I will check out Y EDP, but I'm not holding out high expectations for it. If you're interested in the rich backstory behind Yves Saint Laurent, please do check out the video that I did on L'Homme a few years back. I did name this as one of my top 5 favorite designer houses in a video that I recently did, and yeah, I'm a YSL fan, although I'm not thrilled with current direction. So I got my bottle of Live Jazz for $35 for 50 ml on Amazon a couple years back. Pierre Bourdon is the perfumer behind this one. You guys know Pierre Bourdon from Cool Water, Green Irish Tweed, French Lover, Bergamoto Merino, Individual, Kouros. This was a 1998 release. It has notes of lemon, grapefruit, mint, rhubarb, coriander, nutmeg, amber, cedar, and vanilla. Apparently this one has been discontinued because I can only find this one online between $100 and $200. So it seems to have been one of those discontinued YSL scents and not easy to get your hands on these days. The bottle, if you could sort of see on the glass, it says Live up here, Jazz down there. Yves Saint Laurent has this curved white and black cap. Sticker on the bottom. This is a 50 ml bottle, and sprayer good. Yeah, and yeah, 50 ml, but you could see I've used a decent amount of this fragrance. I really dig it in the summer. You can see the Live Jazz a little bit better now, but I really dig it in the summer and spring, and I'll tell you why. By the way, it has obviously Yves Saint Laurent there. So yeah, I enjoy this scent, have for a long time now. It does have a little bit of this like mothball vibe in the opening that's a little bit unpleasant. But once you get past that, you get like this whack of fresh mint and bitter rhubarb that is extremely different from anything else that I've smelled. The same way that Opium Pour Homme has this different fresh take with black currant, this has a different fresh take too. This derives freshness from mint and rhubarb, a little bit of grapefruit, and this spicy coriander seed note that's very uplifting and tart and fresh and just totally unique to what else is out there, which is why I think I enjoy this one so much. And I think Pierre Bourdon does an excellent job at doing fragrances, fresh fragrances like this that are a little bit different. So yeah, this opens with that sort of in-your-face antiseptic citrus and mint, and then it's just this tart spiciness, right? The rhubarb brings in, and then you got the coriander seed, not cilantro or cumin. Cilantro sort of has that green soapiness. Cumin has that sort of body odor, and coriander seed almost has this like terpenic fresh spiciness that makes me think a little bit of celery seed. But as this one really sits on the skin and matures, you pick up some woodiness. The cedar starts to assert itself a little bit. You get a touch of sweetness from the vanilla, a little bit of the nutmeg with the vanilla. I mean, look, by that point, this fragrance has become a skin scent. We'll talk about performance in a few seconds, but this is different. This is really nice. I suspect some folks aren't gonna like the sterile opening of this, but I think there are some people that's going to look at this as a different, great, fresh scent from Pierre Bourdon, using some unconventional notes that at least were unconventional in 1998, and I think this is a really good fragrance. It's also for a Freshie, a really good performer and deceivingly so. So I sprayed this on one night at around 10 p.m. and I could smell it on my skin the next day around 1 p.m. and that's no joke. I've gotten 12-hour performance from this one. It doesn't project that whole time, but you should be able to get like 8 hours of projection. I think the cedar and vanilla and spices give this one some decent performance. It just works really well. And I think it's got a decidedly masculine vibe to it, but of course, wear fragrances how you want and when you want. For me, this is one to rock ideally in the springtime casually. Just great juice for a lazy afternoon. Again, some people might find that sort of mothbally bug spray vibe a little bit off-putting, so you kind of want to be careful with this, at least until it dries down. And I think it works great as a weekend daytime scent. I think that's when you're gonna find that this works the best. If you're looking for something similar, because this is now expensive, I have to tell you, this is pretty unique. This sort of herbal aspect of it does remind me a little bit of the summer fragrance by Dyson, and the tart rhubarb reminds me a bit of the new Hermes cologne line, Eau de Rhubarbe Éclairé. If you combine the summer by Dyson and the rhubarb by Hermes, you sort of get an impression about what this one is about. On Fragrantica, this gets compared to Riverside Drive by Bond Number 9, which was done by Maurice Roussel, but I don't think I've ever smelled that one, so I can't comment. I could just tell you, for me, this is a really unique fragrance. If someone were trying to talk you into purchasing this scent, I think they tell you that it's a unique freshie with a nice aromatic twist done by Pierre Bourdon. I think on the flip side, someone would tell you that it can be a little bit harsh at the top. There's no getting around that. It's become very hard to acquire this, and it's expensive. And there are definitely better, more wearable fresh scents out there. What this comes down to for me at the end of the day is it's a solid scent. And even at its rarity, I have to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to tell you though, I don't know if it's worth hunting down if you're a collector, because of that Hermes fragrance, the rhubarb Hermes fragrance, which to me is the best rhubarb fragrance I've ever smelled. I think that's probably better than this, and at the price point, a better buy. They're very different though, I have to tell you. The Hermes one is more green and tart, and this sort of is really more about the coriander and the vanilla and the rhubarb and the mint and grapefruit. But I think if you want a rhubarb scent, that might be the better buy. Still, this is very nice, very different, great for a collector, certainly worth a cop if it was available via retail route. The coriander makes it a little bit weird at the top. I've said that a few times. So you need to decide if this is something that's for you. But I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk. You know, this is a very hard fragrance, to be honest with you, for me to rate. Because I like it and I've grown to like it. I thought it was a little bit weird when I purchased it, but I feel like you have to sort of, this is one that takes a little bit of time to appreciate, because it does have a very different opening, and you could sort of smell it at the start and be like, ooh. But once it dries down, once you get used to it, it becomes very, very nice, very nice, different take on the fresh genre. So guys, that is my review of Live Jazz by Yves Saint Laurent. I'd love to hear what other people think of this, because I don't know that I've ever spoken to people about this fragrance, and I would like to know others who smelled this, how they feel about it. So definitely drop a comment. Let me know if you think it's worth a cop. And I'll see you real soon, guys, with more videos. You already know. Of course, my name is
Perturb little girls when I start smirking, call them bitches just to slow that down like a syrup. You know, you a purse snatch,